Now, a primary school teacher in the Northwest is in a critical condition after she was stabbed, allegedly by her boyfriend, who is also a teacher. The 47-year-old educator was stabbed in full view of pupils and other staff. The man who stabbed her was apprehended by police and community members and is currently in hospital under police guard. Let's chat more about this now with the eNCA's Silindelo Masikane. She's in the Northwest. Slee, a very good morning to you. What a shocking story indeed, and how traumatic for everybody involved.
Certainly quite a gruesome start to the second term of the school year here at Tratsefago here in the Northwest. It is quite a remote area, very rural. There's not a lot of amenities, in fact, when you're coming here. So I can imagine that actually getting the educator to a hospital was quite a difficult feat. But we are outside the school. In fact, that is schooling and learning, the teaching and learning is taking place now at a community hall, and that is because the school itself, which is just behind the community hall, is actually under construction. And why this particular incident took place in full view of learners is because of the fact that all the pupils and the learners are based inside this hall. I'm going to ask my colleague Mohammed to give you a picture of what we're seeing. So you can imagine that when this particular perpetrator came inside the school hall, he allegedly forced his way through the entry, did not even go through the COVID-19 protocols of sanitizing and taking his temperature, made his way into the school hall where we have all the learners from the various grades situated inside with their teachers, and proceeded to attack the 47-year-old educator. What we understand from this particular matter as well is that the perpetrator is also a teacher, but also is alleged to be the boyfriend of the educator. At this point, we're just awaiting the presence of the education spokesperson, one of the family members of the educator, as well as the SAPS, just to give us an update as to how far the investigations are. But what we know at this point is that the perpetrator was apprehended by staff members here, as well as the community, and it seems that the community took justice into their own hands and proceeded to assault the perpetrator, who's now also in hospital and under police guard.
All right, well, see, I understand that you are still waiting for some official word, like you said, but what do we know, if anything, about this apparent relationship, what had gone on and what had driven him to actually apparently attack her on that day?
Those are just some of the details, Yuveka, that we're waiting to find out. I mean, from what it looks like on the surface is that it does seem to be an incident of gender-based violence in particular, and it does seem as though obviously there was something happening between that particular perpetrator as well as the educator. And I think I do see actually the spokesperson for the Northwest Education Department, Mr. Elias Masindi, who I think is just going to give us more details around what has happened. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for making the trip down from Mahikeng. Just to introduce yourself to our viewers and to give us a sense as to what happened here a couple of days ago.
Okay, thank you, Silindelo. My name is Elias Malindi. I'm the departmental spokesperson for the Northwest. So on Monday, a very, very horrible incident happened here, whereby one of our teachers who's teaching at another school came here and forcefully went through the gate here, and then he was wearing something like a balaclava. He went on the other side of the hall. He called for the teacher there, and then in few minutes there was a scuffle there, and then the learners and everybody who was there, they just saw when he was stabbing the teacher. Then the teacher ran inside the classroom where she almost collapsed. Then fortunately some of the people who were here managed to step in and stopped that, and then they managed to get the knife that he was carrying, and then they called the police. So fortunately the police were able to apprehend him well on time. So it was very much disappointing that it is one of our teachers, when we are busy talking about safety in schools, then now one of ours committed such a heinous incident like this.
Do we know whether they were in a relationship? There are allegations that they were in a relationship, and do we know what measures have actually the department put in place now to secure this particular school?
As you could see here, this is a temporary place where we have accommodated the learners. We've got a school on that other side. So the contractor is on site, is busy renovating that particular area. So here in the province, we've got schools where we have provided security. We've got schools like the boarding schools, they've got 24-hour security. And then we've got our special schools. We have also provided them with a 24-hour security. And then there are some hotspot schools in those areas where there are hotspots. So we have identified those areas and we have also provided with security. So even in this area, it's an area whereby we are going to identify it as a hotspot area. And we will see on what we can do going forward to make sure that our learners are safe all the times.
What is the condition of the educator who was attacked?
Yesterday we got a report that at least she's improving. Her condition is improving. She's recuperating. A day before she went for theater and then she came back. We also heard that she's able to speak and then she's able to eat. That is the update that we have received. So we could see that slowly she is improving, though she is still in the ICU for now.
And the perpetrator himself?
We heard that the perpetrator has also been hospitalized because some of the communities who arrived here, maybe there was a scuffle somehow, so we think maybe he could be injured. So we heard that he's still under the protection of the police in hospital.
Yeah. And lastly, your message, I think, to some of the pupils who witnessed this, is there any psychosocial counseling that's been offered to them as well?
What happened, the MEC came here on Tuesday immediately after the incident. She was accompanied by the psychologists and the social workers. And we also want to thank the support from the Department of Social Development because they also came here. Immediately on their arrival, they conducted counseling for both the learners and the teachers. And it's not just going to be a one-day service that they have done. So they are going to continue to come and monitor the situation here. And also we brought our Department of Labor to come and start with their investigation. So they are already coming, visiting the school to find exactly what happened here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Malendi. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that is the latest here from the school where this particular incident took place. As you've heard from the departmental spokesperson, that processes are underway. The matter is under investigation. A little later, we'll be hearing from the SAPS as well as one of the family members.
All right, Silindelo Masikane, thanks so much for that.